morning everyone. So my name is Judith, and for the next hour we do a gentle flow. Today we work a little bit more with the shoulders. So if you have a strap, grab one. You also maybe can use an old tie or a long towel. And whatever prop you like to use. Blocks can come in handy. So we start sitting. You can do the beginning also sitting on a chair or bolster, blocks, whatever works for you. So let's start sitting, wiggling a little bit in your sitting bones, finding some length in your spine, releasing shoulders. So allowing yourself to arrive, and whatever that means for you. The easiest way actually to arrive in your body, to arrive on the mat with yourselves, is actually feel and notice the breath. And you can bring one hand on your chest, one hand on the belly, and then take a few breaths here. So checking in what's going on. Whatever was ahead of us or whatever is ahead of us, let it go. What happened before this point, it doesn't matter. Try to connect to the present moment. Try to connect to your breath. So noticing the quality of your breath. Does it feel easy? Does it feel a little bit tight? Notice the length of your breath. For now, not changing how you breathe. Also, we often do when we get aware of the breath, because the breath is self-regulating. But when you start first with breath awareness, it just means checking in. And when we direct awareness to the breath, we create some space. So focusing on the breath helps to stop that monkey chatter in our head. It helps to listen inward. So check in. Check in also with your, not only the breath is telling us a lot. Check in with your energy level. Check in with your nervous system. And also check in whether there is any emotion that is present. So when we become still and allow to feel the emotions that are coming up, that's a way to allow them to pass. Often also for me, our usual way is to avoid, to get busy. But then they stick with us. And I'm not saying it's easy to become still and to allow to feel what's going on. But we practice. Come back to the mat again and again. And we practice to listen. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Let's all exhale. And then inhale fully into your through your mouth. And again, inhaling all the way in. And exhale. All the way out. And one more big, big inhale. Maybe you hold your breath. Maybe you inhale more. And exhale. Then come back to a more natural breath. And then let's move a little bit with the breath. So releasing the arms, and with an inhale, lifting the arms. And then with an exhale, releasing the arms down. Let's do one more. Inhale, lifting up. Any amount, lifting the arms, and exhale, bringing them down. And then again, inhale, lift the arms. Now if you can, interlock fingers, turn the palms out, reach, bring it and releasing the arms with an exhale. Then again, bringing the arms up, interlocking fingers, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, rounding the spine, take another breath. Feel the middle back pressing back. With your next inhale, lifting up the arms and release the arms. Make the arms wide. And one more. Inhale, lifting up. Interlocking fingers. Drawing the palms out, coming forward. Take another breath. Press the palms forward. Feel what's going on in your back body. And with an inhale, we lift up and we release the arms. Alright, let's do a few shoulder circles. Going the other way. Right. And then from here again, let's lift the arms. This time interlock fingers the other way, so the other thumb is on top. Reach the arms. And then do any free movement that feels good in your body. So maybe going from side to side. If the interlock fingers doesn't feel right, then just reach. Reach with the arms. They also can be wide. Maybe you bring the arms a little bit more forward. And just move however you want to move. The arms can also be just free, reaching. Alright, and release. Okay. From here, let's change the cross of the legs if you're cross-legged. And then we work a little bit with a twist. So having that upright spine and then twisting, and I'm mirroring you, so towards your right side. So you can bring your left hand on your right knee, the right hand behind you, and then first check in a little bit. So lifting into the crown of the head. Come facing that. Two more. So notice how that feels. While you come into the twist, there's a lot of length in your spine. Let's do a last one. Alright, and soften. And we come back to center. Wiggling a little bit. Coming over towards the second side. So here towards the left, first checking in, how does that feel? Finding length, lifting a little bit from the chest. So your right hand can be on the left knee. And then find that engagement, that left shoulder blade draws towards the spine. So checking in. Does this side feel different than the other? So inhaling here, squeezing a little bit more. And then exhale out of the twist and softening that shoulder. And then with an inhale coming back in. Working here the rhomboid, so drawing the shoulder blade towards the spine. And then exhale coming out, softening, maybe rounding, whatever feels good. So about 3 more. Move with your breath. Feel the engagement of your other left shoulder and the softening, the release. Notice how this side is different than the other. We do a last one. here, and you come towards the head, turns to the right. Twist with a counter twist of the head, and then releasing that left shoulder, actually the right shoulder, turning the head. We do one more. So we lift up. Coming into the twist, the right shoulder blade squeezes in, the head towards the opposite side, any amount. And then we release, turning the head towards the other side. Alright. And we lift up. And from here over towards the second side. So checking in. Drawing the left shoulder blade in. Turning the head over to the front shoulder, the opposite shoulder. Inhaling, squeezing the left shoulder blade in. And then exhale, coming forward and turning the head around towards the left side. Inhale, lifting up. You draw your left shoulder blade in. The head comes forward towards the right shoulder. And then exhale, coming forward and turning the head. And then do 3 more. If it feels confusing, don't worry. You can always start again and just try. But most of all, it's important to work with that your left shoulder, see or notice how it feels. And we do a last one. Alright, and we come back to center. Okay, and then from here on our hands and knees. Moving the props to the side. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. You're welcome to use a blanket underneath your knees. We move a few rounds through cat and cow. So with an exhale, we round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. And then with an inhale, arching the spine, so leading from the chest. Exhale, we come into cat, belly pulls in, the mid-spine lifts up. And then inhale, arching the spine, looking forward, lifting the head, not cranking it back, but lifting a little bit. And then move on your own. So with an exhale, stretching the back body. And then with an inhale, stretching the front body. Do about 2 more. Feel what's going on in the low back, the mid back. What's your range of motion? What's the quality of your movement? Back to neutral, hands a little bit more forward and spreading the toes, preparing for downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under, lifting the knees and reaching back. Take a few breaths here. So any movement first that feels good in your body, so you can walk your dog. Maybe come a little bit forward, plank or not. Take another breath. And then find some stillness. So letting the heels reach down. If you're rounding in your spine, you always can bend the knees and then try to reach the hips a little bit more back. Take another breath. Then from here, let's bring the knees down and then point the feet and we come into child's pose. Any version of child's pose. So maybe bringing the head down, maybe the arms forward or along the body. Take another breath. Allowing the hips to be heavy to sink back. And checking in how you feel. Whatever is going on inside you. We lift back up to tabletop. We come back to cat and cow and we add a little bit more. So for this one, tuck your toes under. And we want to make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders. so that they're not too much forward or too close. Kind of creating a box. And from here with an exhale, we're rounding our spine. And with an inhale, we're arching the spine. Exhale, round the spine, stay here, keep breathing. So feel how your belly pulls in, the tailbone gets long. Now push into the hands, into the toes, and lift your knees. Maybe just an inch or two. Keep breathing. Feel how your belly is engaged. Notice whatever is going on. And with an exhale, bringing the knees down. With an inhale, coming into an arch for the spine. And then exhale, rounding. Inhale, looking forward, again arching the spine. And then exhale, rounding, staying here, keep breathing, and lift the knees. Maybe just one breath, maybe 3 breaths, creating a box plank. With your next exhale, bringing knees down, inhale, arching the spine, and exhale, round. Maybe wiggling the hips a little bit. Taking another breath. Maybe rolling your forehead from side to side. And then we lift back up. Coming back to downward facing dog. Reaching into your hips. Gently pulling the knees, the heels down towards the ground. And from here, walking the feet forward or the hands back, ragdoll, so coming to a forward fold. You can either grab the opposite elbows, cross forearms, or let the arms hang, swaying a little bit from side to side. Shaking the head no, and yes. And then we release the arms, we roll up. So bending the knees a lot, tailbone down. And then from here, the belly pulls in, and we lift up. Alright. And then we come to a standing, we come to mountain pose. So feet about hip width apart, lifting into the crown of the head. So feel your mountain pose, maybe close your eyes for a moment. Notice how you ground into your feet, how you lift into the crown of the head. Notice what's going on around the shoulders, the upper body. Either keep the eyes closed or gently open them. And then lift all the toes, spread them. And let's bring the pinkies down and then one after the other. Toes are lifted and we bring them down. So spreading all the toes, grounding into the mounds of the toes. Let's lift the heels. And we bring the heels down. Lifting all the toes. So creating our inner arches. Bring the toes down. Let's do one more. Lifting the heels. And coming down. Lifting the toes. Alright. So from here, let's grab a strap. So strap or, we actually need a wide strap, so an old tie would do as well. So from here, let's lift the arms up and then have the feet a little bit wider. Notice if you tend to lock the knees, then soften the knees a little bit more. We go really wide with the strap. So we try to bring the strap back with straight arms. And then notice what's going on in the front of your chest. And then we lift back up. We do that a few times. Now if your strap is too tight and you have to bend the elbows, then go a little bit wider. In case you had it too wide and it's just really easy, then shorten. So often it's just a little bit of a tolerance here. Do that maybe 2 more times. So slowly going down, feeling what's going on, the pectoralis muscle, so the hugging muscle, the front of the chest, front of the shoulder. Take one more round. And we lift up and release. Okay, keep the strap in the hand. Do a few shoulder rolls here. Feel your shoulder blades moving. Maybe the shoulders come up towards the ears. Go the other way. All right. And from here, back with our strap. Again, it's kind of a wide. We hold it in a wide way. And then from here, we lift up, finding length. We come over and I mirror you towards the right side. So feel a side bend, take another breath. Maybe that left arm reaches all the way up. And then let's bring that left arm down. The right arm up. And we come over towards the other side. Take another breath here. So feel the length, feel the side bend. And then we reverse. Now the upper arm comes down. The outer arm lifts up. And we come over, out of my face, towards the first side. Take another breath. Reaching. Let's do this 2 more times. Outer arm comes down. Outer arm lifts up. We come over, second side. Upper arm comes down. Outer arm lifts. We come over. And then one more. Upper arm comes down. Outer arm lifts up. Bringing it over, feeling a reaching, a stretching. And then again, upper arm comes down. Outer arm lifts up, over, right. And we lift up and release. All right. Releasing the strap now. More shoulder circles. And actually, I forgot one thing. Let's go back to the strap. So for this one, we bring the strap behind us. And I actually will take it double. So feet a little bit more apart, like more mat with a path, and then hold the strap that way that the thumbs are pointing towards each other. So that helps to open the shoulders a little bit more. The wider you go, the more the arms will come forward. So the feet are parallel. Let's lift the toes and ground them. Inhale. And then with an exhale, we come to a forward fold. Now here you can keep the arms like on the low back, or maybe you lift the arms up. Any amount, letting the head hang. So the head, shake your head low, and yes, have the head soft. Maybe allow the arms to reach forward. The feet are strong, they ground down. Take one more breath. And then bring the strap, the arms back towards the hips. Squeeze the legs together. And then here with an inhale, lifting up all the way. All right, now we release the strap. Okay, so we come to the front of the mat. Back to mountain pose. And then from here, let's glide one leg back. So coming into a warrior one. So in warrior one, the feet are on 2 tracks. You want to have the hips more level to the front of the mat. So your front foot points straight forward, the knee into the direction of the front foot. And then back foot kind of to the upper right corner or upper corner of that foot. In case it's out too much, it's hard to level the hips. So maybe you bring the foot a little bit more in. But in case you don't bring the heel down, then adjust the foot a little bit more. Alright. So our warrior one. Tailbone goes long, and doing that from the belly. So belly draws in. And then lift your arms, any amount. Maybe the arms are a little bit wider. Maybe for this one, you try to straighten the arms. Take another breath. And then from here, lean a little bit forward. Any amount. Keep breathing. Feel how your belly still draws in, the tailbone goes down. So exhale here. And then with an inhale, come back to neutral and draw your elbows down, draw the shoulder blades together. Belly still is supported, drawing in. And then with an exhale, coming forward, reaching the arms any amount. And with an inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together, elbows draw down. And then exhale, belly draws in, reaching forward. A lot of support for the core. And then inhale, opening the chest, elbows draw down. Maybe do 2 more with your breath. Notice what's going on. And we come back to neutral. And then from here, maybe 1 more for the shoulders. So releasing the arms, interlocking fingers behind your back. You can now grab a strap. You also can keep the hands on the hips. Inhale, and then with an exhale, coming to a forward fold. So reaching forward any amount. So maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Maybe the hands stay on the hips. Maybe you interlock fingers or you have a strap, and then lift the strap up. Humble warrior. Try to ground into both heels, hugging the legs together. And then release the hands, release the strap, with the hands on the hips, lifting up. And we come forward. And we shake. And we switch legs. So first taking a moment for our warrior 1. So feet on 2 tracks, front foot forward, front knee bend. Checking in. What's a good stand for our warrior 1 on this side? Checking in with the back foot. So hips, drawing that front hip a little bit more back. Back hip a little bit more forward. Feeling the support from the tailbone, belly draws in. Let's do 1 more. Neutral, lifting the arms, any amount, and release. Here again, hands on the hips, or you already interlock fingers. Inhale, and then with an exhale, coming into our humble warrior. So any amount, coming forward, maybe a little bit more, maybe going deeper. If you go deeper, let the head hang. Lifting the arms, maybe with a strap, or keeping the hands on the low back. Rounding into both heels. Maybe shaking your head no. And yes. Releasing hands on the hips. And then from here grounding into your feet. Lifting up. And we come to a standing. Alright. Shake a little bit. Shake your legs. From here coming to the front of the mat. And then let's move through a half sun salutation. Okay. Being upright, feet about hips apart. With an inhale, lifting the arms. Maybe you look up. Exhale, forward fold. So we hinge from the hips. The knees can bend always. At the end, we round the spine. Then inhale, lifting halfway. A leaning or lifting, lengthening from the chest. Exhale, we fold. Then pushing into the heels, lifting from the chest, lifting up all the way. Bring the arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And to your side. Alright. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, a forward fold. At the end, you can round. Inhale, lifting halfway, straight arms, straight legs, straight spine. Exhale, forward. And then inhale, lifting up all the way. Leading from the chest. Bring the arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And to your side. And let's lift up the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands down, bending the knees around. And then coming back or going back to downward facing dog. Take another breath here. Reaching the hips back. Spreading all the fingers. Actually, let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. So let's find a little bit of external rotation of your upper arms. That is when these inner upper arms close to your ears and they come a little bit more forward. These outer upper arms reach a little bit more back. Take one more breath. So we try to create space for the neck. Then let's bring the knees down and we come back into child's pose. Any version of child's pose. Take about 3 more breaths in child's pose. Whatever feels good in your body. The arms forward or along your body. You're lifting back up, tabletop, and downward facing dog. Now our option for plank, if you like, coming forward. So you can always bring the knees down. If you like to work on plank, so push a little bit more into the hands, lift between the shoulder blades, have the tailbone really long. So we want to avoid the sinking down. It's a lot about technique. Take one more breath if you like. Now let's all bring the knees down and we land down on the belly, all the way down. And in 2 breaths, just arriving here, feeling the belly breathing against the mat, wiggling. And then from here we are gliding the hands out and turning the head towards one side. So find a comfortable position where you just can let go of the shoulders, the arms, sink down, the shoulders sink down. Let your whole body relax. So we will go in stages. So the first few rounds, it's a lot just about to release the neck, any tension of the neck. So with the next inhale, now pushing gently into the hands, lifting the shoulders a little bit, but mostly your head. And then turn the head around, keep the chin to the chest so the neck is long, over towards the other side. And then from here, sink down, other cheek on the mat. And let the shoulders go, going completely. And then again, lifting up. So gently pushing into the hands, the shoulders lift, the head lifts, we turn the head around, keeping the chin to the chest. And see how much now you can lift the head over towards the first side, and the neck lifts, turning around, lifting the chin, and coming down, and let go. Take another breath. So either you do the same thing again, or this time, so maybe you down, drawing the arms back, and then lowering the arms, the head, turning the head towards the other side. Inhale, lifting the arms, lifting the chest, head to center, reaching the arms forward. With an exhale, drawing the elbows back, turning the head towards the side, and coming down all the way. Inhale, we're lifting up, head to center, neck is long, the arms forward any amount. Exhale the arms, the elbows draw back, and we sink down. Inhale, lifting up the arms, lifting the chest, bringing the arms forward. Exhale, drawing the elbows back, turn the head to the other side, and sinking down. Alright, so maybe you do this one for a few more rounds, or we add another breath. So with an inhale, we lift up, head to center, exhale here. Then inhale, coming forward. Exhale here. Inhale. And then exhale, the arms go back and we turn and lower down. Inhale, we lift the arms. Exhale here. Inhale, we lift the arms, reach the arms forward. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, the arms go back. And we turn the head and lower down. So whatever version and whatever pace you choose, let's do a few more breaths here, and maybe it's one round of the longer one or a few more rounds of the shorter one. So you're inhaling, exhaling, inhale, exhale, and yeah, you go on your own pace. Moving with your breath. Maybe wherever you are, taking an extra breath. The engagement is on the inhale, the lifting, and the lowering, the shoulders drawing back on the exhale. Maybe with closed eyes. Reach back. The neck is long. Breathing. The inner leg squeeze. Take one more breath. And release. Turn the head towards the opposite side. Wiggle hips. From here, let's glide the hands underneath the shoulder, tucking the toes, lifting up. And then coming into a child's pose, wiggling from side to side. Releasing any tenderness in your low back. From here we're lifting up into a tabletop. And we do one more stretch for the shoulder. So lifting one hand, so here's my right arm, and then gliding that right arm underneath the left armpit and lowering the right shoulder down. Letting the head come down as well. And then here any variation. So you have a few choices. One is you walk that opposite hand, so you the left hand more forward and bring that shoulder down. You will actually feel quite a good stretch, maybe on that right shoulder. Take another breath. Either staying here or gliding that left hand in front of your face, bringing the elbow on top of the wrist and then pushing a little bit more up, so coming more into a twist. Pressing the top of the right hand down. One or two more breaths. If you want to add the left leg to work a little bit more balance, you're welcome to do so. You also can just stay here, noticing, focusing on that shoulder. Coming back, release, wiggle, shaking a little bit. And then from here, switching arms. So the left arm underneath, left armpit, reaching over as far as you can, letting the head come down. Maybe first that right arm, letting it come down, so more leaning on that lower shoulder. So if that feels alright, always honoring, noticing what's going on in your body. Either staying here or pushing. And having the knees bent. And then take another breath. You're doing a figure four. So lift your one foot, one leg. Draw a few circles from the ankle. the other way. And then flex that foot and bring that foot in front of the other knee. Either staying here can guide that knee away just with the strength of your leg from that shoulder, or you lift the leg and then interlock fingers and bring that foot, that ankle a little bit closer towards your chest. Taking a few breaths here. Try to keep that front foot flexed, it's engaged to protect the knee. Maybe you roll a little bit towards that opposite side, checking out what's going on around the outside of that hip that you're stretching. And release. Switching legs. Lifting the other foot, drawing a few circles. Going the other way, feeling what's going on in the ankle, moving the toes. And then flexing the foot and bringing it in front of the other knee. Choosing your version of figure 4. Dropping the shoulders. Maybe adding a little bit of movement. Take another breath. And release. Right. From here, let's do a push, we lift, arm more. What do you feel? You're lifting the underneath the sacrum, supported for a bridge, 4 breath. Or we roll down, side to side. Windshield wiper. Either here coming into a windshield wiper twist where you keep the knees on one side, maybe the upper body a little bit towards the other side. Or now coming into an easy twist, the arms go more out in a T. The knees lift up, feet lift up, and you bring your knees over towards one arm and up towards the arm. Certainly you can use a block underneath your knees. If it feels good, that opposite arm being out in a T, turning the head around. Maybe a nice stretch in the front of the shoulder, then keep the arm out. Otherwise, bring the arm in. Take about 3 more breaths. Breathing into your belly. And slowly find your way back to center. Okay. Maybe back towards windshield wiper twist on the other side. Or you do your easy twist on the second side. So knees to the chest, legs together, knees over towards the second arm, all the way up. So there's a rounding in the low back. The hips are stacked. And then checking in with that opposite shoulder. Does it feel good to allow the heaviness of the arm to stretch the front of the shoulder a little bit more, or is it safer and better to bring it in? Take one more breath. And slowly come back to center. And then any last movement before we come into Shavasana, so maybe rolling from side to side. Maybe a heavy baby pose. Maybe straddling of the legs. Maybe curling up to a little ball. Straighten your legs, bending arms, legs. And then in Shavasana. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Inhale all the way in and hold your breath. Softly exhale all the way out. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Any movement that feels good in your body. Maybe bring your arms over your head and come into a full body stretch. And then bend your knees one at a time. Maybe curl up to a little ball. And then roll over towards your favorite side. Keeping the eyes closed. And when you're ready, lift up to a sitting. So again, keeping the eyes closed. Let the head be heavy, so the head lifts up last. And then any sitting. Let's bring the hands to our heart. And we're closing with one round of Om. You're welcome to join. Let's all exhale. And then fully inhale. Have the breath. For joining. Day with space. Being grounded. Alright, so I hope I see you soon. I miss you. Namaste.